Hey y'all, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Bodice Tipplers,
the podcast where we read all the books we used to steal off our grandmother's nightstands.
And then we drink about it.
On this episode, we read Iris Johansen's Golden Valkyrie. The only thing objectionable in this book is really just kind of romance novel sheik-style racism.
Yeah, it's sheik-adjacent. We don't deal directly with the sheik.
But he gets the next book, evidently, yeah. I guess. It's like that. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, there's like bad art. There's a really dumb woman who shouldn't be that dumb.
There's a Texan who has disrespect to hurricanes. Like,
yeah, and I don't buy that shit.
No.
Yeah. There's supposed to be like paradise on Earth, but it's just like outside of Houston. So.
Oh, God, this book sucks.
Yeah, I'm so sorry if you loved Iris Johansen's Sedikhan books. We thought we were going to love it too, but here we are, Golden Valkyrie.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Lowered this book.
I know. See, I loved the idea. People were talking about their favorite Iris Johansen books on Twitter kind of recently, and that like people were saying that like her Sedikhan books like were like you know huge for them. I looked it up. I thought it was cool that there's this thing. It has like one historical that's like a backstory, but then all these contemporaries are all love swept. We love a love swept. So like I have to say that this one was a bit of a disappointment to me. So why don't y'all tell us which one we should have read?
Yeah, give us a better one. Iris Johansen, she left a job as an airline reservation agent in the early 1980s, and she started writing romance novels. So she started with historical romance and suspense in 1991 with the publication of Wind Dancer. So that's where she switched from just romance to doing these historical romantic suspense.
And I know she's extremely popular for her suspense stuff.
And then she settled to suspense as her main writing genre with the crime fiction thriller Ugly Duckling. And that was published in 1996. And soon became a New York Times bestselling author. She writes with her husband. She lives in Georgia. And her son, Roy Johansen, is an Edgar Award-winning screenwriter and novelist. Her daughter, Tamara, contributes to her as her research assistant. Oh, Tamara.
Well, Tamara could not possibly have been old enough to research on this, which is clear because this whole, okay, so evidently Sedikhan is, let's call it Fraudia Arabia. There's this Middle Eastern country, so you can get all that chic bullshit in. And then like all these books like have something to do with this.
I mean, I appreciate that she made up a place.
Yeah.
All right. So this
whereas the Black Stallion was just using actual Saudi Arabia, which makes it weird, okay? in retrospect, just makes it weird.
I was obsessed with the Black Stallion, though.
Oh my God, me too.
If I could marry an animal, I would have married that horse.
Oh my God.
You
know how you can separate all women into horse girls and not horse girls? Well, which do you think I was?
Forget about Robin Hood. The sexiest animal was ever like the Black Stallion. That
God,
horse was hot. All right, anyway.
Yeah, that horse was hot. At me.
So, this book. So the synopsis of this is. Well, the original cover is very offensive.
Oh, it's amazing. So it's a love swept. So it's got that like kind of swoop, that like painted swoop, but it is absolutely like a chic.
The guy is dressed like the Iron Sheik. Like he's basically in a tank top with the with the head.
No, I think it might be a romance novel shirt. It's kind of hard to see.
I don't know.
But yeah, and he's got like riding boots on, and then like, you know, she's got like a sarong and I guess a bikini top, and she seems happy.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. But yeah.
All right, so when P.I. Honey Winston is hired to steal incriminating letters from visiting dignitary Prince Rubinoff, she was prepared for a dangerous mission that could end her career. But when she blows her cover, she finds that the amused prince is everything the media had made him out to be. Part Adonis, part playboy, and irresistibly charismatic. The problem is the feeling is mutual. Intrigued, the prince is determined to keep his gorgeous young trespasser by his side for as long as possible. For he's never met anyone as daring or breathtaking as Honey. Well, with the tables turned, Prince Rubinoff has Honey appointed as his personal bodyguard. The official reason is an assassination plot. The truth is far more dangerous.
Is it though?
This book is... Oh, y'all.
Oh, so the first thing you need to know about Honey that this book tells you is that Honey is a Amazon among us. Honey is a Valkyrie. She is a giant of a woman. She is 5'9". Yeah.
She's thick with 2 C's.
Yeah. But like, I mean, like they keep talking about how huge she is.
I know.
And then they kind of almost act like, that maybe she's got some meat on her bones. But then, of course, with a kind of description like that, they always have to point out that her waist is slim. So, it's like that. But yeah, she's supposed to be a giant that walks among us at all. 5'9", bitches.
And she's blonde, white blonde hair.
Yeah, she's got like the big, like mass of hair.
Big boobs.
Yeah, like that.
And she tried to cut her hair, y'all. She tried to cut her hair, but her hair just got curly and it made her even more beautiful and alluring. Yeah. And that was a pain in the ass for her.
She's so hot that like it's a problem for
everyone. Like pour one out for Honey because Honey is too hot for herself to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So Honey Winston is a PI in Texas.
Houston. Yeah. The least sexy Texas city.
It's the least sexy. Like, I mean, maybe Arlen, Texas.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I mean, we're talking cities here.
That might be slightly less sexy. But I do think that I don't know. Houston probably is the least sexy.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
You know what? I'm going to put sleeper's sexiest city is Galveston.
No, just because of the hurricane?
Yeah. But also, everybody's always going to go for Austin as being the sexiest. But I think
I kind of feel like Austin's much too pretentious.
Yeah, I think it's
sorry, Zach.
I think it's going to be Galveston. Galveston is secretly the sexiest city.
Well, there is a certain so I know that Dallas is totally like Trump country and shit, but like, come on, like Dallas has that 80s.
I mean, Dallas
glamour.
does have Dallas.
Yeah, it has Dallas.
JR, and it's got
hats and shit.
All the Ewings are there.
Yeah.
Patrick Duffy got shot there.
Yeah, it's true. He totally did. So anyway, it's set in Houston. And it starts off super promising.
Oh, it's great.
It starts off with Honey being smuggled wearing a black leotard just because, like, let's be really not suspicious when you do this. Being smuggled under like the bottom of a drink cart, like a room service cart, into a hotel room occupied by a sheik.
She pulls basically, if you're familiar with the trilogy of the Ocean's 11, she pulls what the little Asian guy does in Ocean's 11, where he's like gets put in the safe and like has to like cartwheel his way out. She's wearing that outfit that little the smaller short king Asian guy wears in Ocean's 11. But remember, she's 5'9".
5'9". And so there's this sheik who, of course, like all romance novel sheiks, cannot actually be Middle Eastern entirely.
His name is Alex/Ben.
It's because Ben, all these people have the 6-word names. I would tell you if these were real people because I wouldn't want to insult them, but they're not real people. They are the fakest people.
So you got Ben/Alex, who is obviously some kind of like Ben Kingsley, like, Ben.
He's a blue-eyed Arabic man.
Yes, who's super hot, but he's not the one that we're dealing with.
No.
We're dealing with Prince Rubinoff, whose first name is motherfucking Lance.
Well, he's got like 8 names, but that's the one that they keep calling him. And he's not even a royalty from this Sedikhan place. He's not from Fraudia Arabia.
He's just Fritz. He's Fritz. He's the neighbor. He's like the Fritz.
No, he's like he's from the Dalmatian coast. He's from like
but he's also like I guess he got.
Oh yeah. It's a whole grandfather thing. Yeah, I guess you exchange hostages like in the Middle Ages. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, he grew up in Sedikhan. So, in other words, we've got 2 dudes, neither of whom are like who they actually should be in their roles that they should be, because like they had to be whiter because it's an 80s romance. This is 85.
Yeah.
So, we got Lance, who is really like, I guess, former Yugoslavia. I mean,
I don't know, because like descriptions of him, he sounds like what Princess Diana's brother looks like.
Yeah, he's like a big old redhead guy, which I was hoping that we were going to get a big old threesome because, frankly, Alec is all into redheads.
I know, they kept on like, and there's even allusions to it. Alec is only horny for redheaded women.
Yeah, but they actually make some gay jokes in this. Like, I was like, give me that. Because quite frankly, they had way better chemistry than Lance had with Honey.
Oh my God, Honey had better, like Alex had chemistry with everybody because Alex, you could tell.
I might have to read his book.
I know, I would like to read his book, but Lance sucks. Lance is boring.
He's boring. And so Honey gets caught because she's allergic to cigar smoke. And of course, Alex is smoking a cigar. So they drag her out from under this drink cart. And so she's there to steal letters because she thinks that this woman has been wronged by Lance. And of course, like,
the woman hires her to get these letters back. And so she's like, Lance is garbage. But the woman has played a trick on her.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a big, like, rich people prank or something, So immediately Lance is like, what do we have here? And grabs her boobs. And she's like, maybe. maybe.
Like it's like, hey, you a big old girl. Like it does like that under boob pat where it's like bloop bloop. You know, like
And so I was in it to
look
win it at this
these.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
This sounds great. This sounds super fun. And, he's like, well, I can't let you go. And she's like, but you have to. Also, Honey is so hot. Remember, she's super fucking hot. She has her own PI firm. She's a whopping 24 years old. Mm-hmm. But she's also a virgin, because she's so hot.
Because it's 1985 and she's in a romance novel.
Yeah.
But so she's like, you're terrible. And I'm leaving. And so she does leave.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, somebody from the Department of Defense, the guy with the biggest dick energy in this book, by the way.
He's like, I have no time for any of you assholes. It's like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Department of Justice, maybe.
yeah, he's like,
We have the rats to a prince on on American soil. So he's requested you to be his fucking bodyguard. And she's like, I don't want to because he just wants to fuck me. And then the guy's like, I don't fucking care. My job is to take you there. You're coming. Get your shit. And so she comes and they go to this island, this amazing island paradise in, remember, Texas.
This is the wildest thing to me is like these fuckers are like transcontinental, roaming around, fantasy land. I don't know, like made up places, any place in the world. But like their island retreat, their home, like their paradise, their where
they go to shut out the world. Yeah.
Is fucking off the coast of Texas. And again, no offense to, all the offense to Texas.
Yeah, you know what you did.
You guys think you're way cooler.
Ted Cruz, come on.
I know. But this is the island. So they go and there's a main house, which is nice, that's where Ben hangs out.
But yeah, like Lance and Honey stay in this kind of shitty, it's obviously meant to be flooded.
Oh my God. It's like a shitty cabin. So they're staying there.
Like everything is made out of naga hide.
And our girl is like, at first, she's still like,
no.
And then she finds out that this asshole is a painter. So basically, she goes through her college phase at 24 where like, oh, he's into art. And like, she sees a painting that he did of Ben/Alex's granddad. And she's like, he's the most amazing painter that's ever been. I'm like, you're a private, like, no offense to private eyes, that everybody has their own taste level. But, like, she's calling him a genius artist. I'm just like, this motherfucker is obviously painting some, like, Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah.
Like,
and then so she approaches him about it, like, why don't you ever, show your art? And he says the best thing in the world. He says, well, I couldn't let the game away because they're like, what we make all of our money off of is that I'm the greatest art forger in the world. And I was like, yes, this is... No, he's kidding.
I was like, holy shit, this book took a turn.
I actually texted Courtney, like, you're not going to believe the caper. But then it was no, you could have done that, Iris. That would have been the best book.
There's no caper.
No.
That's the caper, is that there's no fucking caper.
So, yeah, there is an assassination plot. So she's supposed to be keeping her eye out for assassination plots. No, she's not. What she's doing is getting fucked.
Once she sees these paintings, it's all over. Like,
yeah,
these
she falls in love with these paintings.
They make her so horny. So she gets mad also because he's like, well, I'm going to paint. You go hang out by the beach. And, he's like, put on your bikini. She's like, I don't have one. I have this nude bathing suit. That's like the Bo Derek one from 10.
Yep.
So she's just on the beach and she's all mad.
He's not paying any attention to me. Like, what? You were mad at him for hiring you because you thought he was like just in it to
Bitch,
get
you
fucked.
on the beach. Like, just enjoy the beach.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean,
I
know it's like the Gulf Beach in Texas. Like, I was,
I don't know. I've never actually been to the beach in Texas, but maybe it's nice. I don't know. I just know about that fucking hurricane in Galveston. That's what I know about.
Yes. So, well, they start fucking, and it's so unmemorable. Like,
it's all the time, though. I mean, a love sweat will deliver on the
They
fuck.
are fucking constantly. They are fucking, just fucking to fuck, fuckity fuck. He's always just grabbing her boobs, and it's just, it's like the most not sexy sex, too, because, like the first time they do it, he's just touching her boobs for like a minute, and he's like, I'm going in. It's kind of what he
Oh, no,
says.
they have a wild discussion, though, because she's like, I didn't bring any birth control. And he's like, okay, well, I have condoms. And she's like, no. And he says, okay, well, then, you could get pregnant. And she's like, yes.
She says, whatever happens.
And then he says, which is interesting because these books never say the A word, he says, abortion, but he says it in a weird way. He says, just promise me that if you get pregnant, you won't have an abortion. Like, well, I've known you for a week, motherfucker.
I was also like, what does he got like a traumatic backstory with this?
But no, you never heard any more about it. Like, it's a
nothing.
very strange exchange.
So they're just doing it all the time.
And she's doing like nude modeling for him, which ought to be really awesome and sexy, but it's not.
It's not, because like this house that they're in is so shitty.
Yes.
Like,
She describes the shitty house so well, which is wild.
Describes like, okay, so like, again, we are in royalties. This is like, even if they're like not, big time royalty, they're still royalty. Our girl's like wrapping herself in one of those Meemaw Afghans,
Yeah.
like the crochet Meemaw Afghans.
Yes.
And then there's like a part where he's like, he took her to the bed and unfurled the denim coverlet.
Yes.
And I was like, who is sleeping on a denim
It's like the shittest Airbnb.
Like, what the fuck are you staying
Like,
at?
all the couches are plastic. And I mean, they actually say it's because, well, obviously, this part of the island floods during hurricanes.
Oh, it is like they're staying at Porter's Motel or something. Like, it's so shitty.
It's so
It's
terrible.
so shitty. They're on a
Like, you need to look for bed bugs, girl.
she lost her virginity on a denim comforter.
But of course, he's got a studio just like piled high with canvases that he won't exhibit because he's a prince. And he knows that if he tries to have an art show, they're all going to look at him like a curiosity, whatever. Fine. But also, well, why the fuck do you care? Also, why does she care if he exhibits his work or not?
No, who cares? So,
This whole thing is so stupid. Finally, there's a fucking hurricane, as all predicted.
Yeah.
And she almost dies saving his canvases.
too, like the poor manservant goes and saves goes and gets the rest of it. She's like, but the one with the river, it goes running down to the fucking in the hurricane.
This woman was a smart PI in page 1. She lost her fucking mind just getting a little bit fingered.
But not even that, just seeing paintings. She didn't even get fingered. And then she saw some paintings. I mean,
Has she never been to a goddamn museum?
I mean, I admit, like, I used to look at my grandmother's, like, art museum painting, like, those art catalogs.
Yeah.
And always have, like, Victory, and I'd be like, boobs, what's going on,
Yeah, oh, ditto. But I mean, like, what?
Yeah.
Maybe in Texas they don't have art.
I don't know. This art is so shitty, but she almost dies getting the art. And then she gets mad that he gets mad that she almost dies getting the art.
Oh, by the way, remember the assassination plot?
Oh, yeah.
This book didn't.
No. Well, like, yeah, so Alex/Ben, who loves redheads, finds him a redhead, and Honey realizes, like, at the 11th hour, oh, that bitch dyed her hair red. She must be the...
But no, it's not that that bitch dyed her hair red, because lots of people dye their hair red. That bitch didn't want to dye her hair red. You can tell by her face.
Oh,
and then she
she's
goes
not
and
funny.
snatches this woman out of a tub where she's fucking Alex.
Yeah.
And Alex is like, I had this in hand. Obviously, I wasn't going to let her murder me, you dumb asshole.
He was more angry that he didn't get to finish.
I mean, to be fair, it was a surprise.
I mean, if a big blonde bitch comes busting in my bathtub while I'm, like, banging it out, I'll be like, ah!
I'm like, yeah, just give me a minute.
Like,
Look, just a minute.
this book is so stupid. And so you find out also that Lance is unofficially engaged to this big old lady named Patina.
She's probably, if this was like a Jude Deverett book, she was 156.
Yeah, she's 145. She's a good solid size 8, so she's a big old fat ass.
But who is of the appropriate social status to marry?
Yes, and so she comes to visit.
Lands her helicopter on the
She
helipad.
lands her helicopter. Nobody fucking knows she's there. And she convinces...
Well, she's been calling and he won't pick up.
She convinces Honey to, like, run away for a little bit.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, she's like, and she does the thing that women sometimes do in these books where they come in and say, look, let's be real, bitch. Yeah. Which, I mean, okay, some of this, if you're watching the Harry and Meghan thing, is legit.
Yeah.
Like, for one thing, all right, if you didn't grow up in this atmosphere, you will probably be surprised how shitty it is.
Yeah,
okay, so that's fair. But then she's also like, she says that she loves him. Okay, well, that's her business, but also that, like, come on, you know how he is. And he is. He's a woman. He's a woman. He's a man who would grab your boobs after you pop out under a serving cart, and he doesn't even know if you're there to murder him or not, but he sees some boobs and grabs them.
You know what he is? He's a real Scaramouche.
Jesus fuck. This book says the word Scaramouche all the time. The only encounter I had with this book You know, obviously, like then when I was a teenager and Wayne's World come out, I looked up what Scaramouche meant.
Yeah.
That and Bohemian Rhapsody are the only real life experience I've had with the word Scaramouche. It pops up at least 20 times in this book.
It's the only descriptor that we have of this redheaded bastard is that he is a Scaramouche. And so I was like, this is the least sexy thing. It's like an old timey clown. Like, ooh.
What?
Like, why is she thought, like, I feel like Iris was like, this is a very sexy word, and it is not.
No.
And everybody does describe, like, Honey's described him, Alex/Ben has described him.
Your Scaramouche is painting again.
Like, what? Who says this?
Nobody.
Like
Nobody says this. She found this word somewhere.
So, anyway, Bettina is like, hey, hop on this helicopter and come with me to this dude ranch where you're going to hide out until...
And it's okay. So she's sort of testing him. She's going to hide out until the art show because she wants to see, like, do you really love me or are you just infatuated with me? So she ghosts him. But it's not really clear if she's really testing him or if she's really trying to break up with him for realsies.
I don't know.
But it doesn't matter. You don't even see the art show. After all of this, he agrees to do an art show for her dumb ass. And you never see the art show.
No.
He abducts her. She wakes up. She's drugged. Because he sends these dudes to go drug her. She wakes up wearing harem pants and shit, and she thinks that she's in Fraudia Arabia, but really they're just on his yacht. And he's trying out lines of her from the sheik, which is awesome and hilarious because it's all a joke.
I did enjoy that.
I did enjoy that.
Right.
But what? What the fuck is happening? And then they get married.
Oh my God. So that's that book.
Yeah.
The end.
I'm going to need y'all to tell us which other one we need to read.
I know, because this was...
I mean, because like it's not like people fall in love with a series for no reason, and this ain't it.
No,
I mean, what I hate a book where a woman is real smart and cool and confident and does awesome things, but then she gets a taste of that D.
But again, she didn't even but she got stupid before she even got the D.
Well, she was thinking about that D.
But like it
invaded her mind.
His clown art or whatever the fuck that he's
It's Scaramouche.
His Scaramouche art, and like was like, this is it. This is it. I'm here for it.
So I love the beginning because of course I love a caper, and I love the end because I love jokes about romance novels.
Yes.
But the middle was just flabby and disappointing.
It was.
Yes.
All right, so leads us to big dick energy or big dick energy.
I was in it for Alex. Also, that DOJ guy.
Yeah, Alex is much hotter than Lance because just by nature, Alex has two names that are both good names, Alex and Ben. And then
Well, he's got more names than that. But
we just have
clock him.
Lance.
No, he had like 8 names. They were all stupid.
But we're calling him Lance.
Yeah, Lance. Like the crackers.
No, yeah, Lance is lame and dumb.
Yeah. Like his only interesting thing is his art, but he's kind of a dick about his art, which, I mean, is actually more interesting than, I guess, a guy who has no personality.
Like, I could not connect with this character at all. So, just blah.
Yeah, but so there was big dick energy in it. And there's a really funny bit where, like, there's a lady who's like going after Alec in a club, a disco. They go to a disco, and I was like, this book is great. But this is early in the book. But like they come with the light up floor and everything, and so she's there to be the bodyguard. So she's trying to like head off these bitches at the pass, and this one will not let go of Alex. So she tells him this woman that they're gay, and like Alex is mad, but it's not like mad in a homophobic way. He's mad as in like you fucking cockblocker way.
Yeah,
So like it's actually funny, and I knew there was not going to be a threesome, but I was still kind of hoping there was going to be a threesome because there was a lot of chemistry between the two men in this.
Yeah, they're like super, super close, and they're like very close talking. And she even mentions like, well, are you in love with Lance because you have this thing with redheaded women? And he was like, no. And I was like, I would love it if all of a sudden like these two were like,
kiss him.
Yes, that would have been more like, yeah.
Yes. Sorry, honey.
Yeah.
Would you talk shit with or about the heroine?
Oh, I can't stand. Like she was fun at first.
Yeah, she got that dick disease.
She's so stupid.
I mean, that business where she almost died in the hurricane. Like, for one, how did they know this hurricane was coming? But also,
oh yeah, because like Alex,
when a Gulf hurricane
Alex
coming.
was like, "Hey, you guys have been sequestered for a couple weeks and haven't listened to the radio." I was like, "You couldn't have sent a message down, like, hey man, there's like a storm coming." Like, it doesn't. This book doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. The whole thing is just, crazy. And then she literally, the water is like up to her neck. She is swimming in the sea. And she should have just died. There's no way she should have lived
holding these paintings. And then she's like, oh, thank God they're safe. Like,
It's just clowns with big sad eyes, right?
Okay.
Bechdel the bitch. She actually does have a friend who is her employee at her PI, and her name is Nancy. Nancy is Hispanic, so I like that her name is Nancy and not like something stereotypical. But she does always talk about stereotypically Hispanic stuff.
Yeah.
Like tacos, but margaritas. But no, they definitely, it passes the Bechdel test. They talk about work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, honestly, and in a Love Swept, it's quite short. So, like, if there's anybody who's not absolutely essential to the plot, there's also a woman who works at the estate who does have a name, although I don't remember what it is, and they talk too. So, I mean, like, it's good on that. It is. When it comes to the consent, is this book more Robin Thicke or Marvin Gaye?
I mean, she's fucking those paintings, so like it is.
Well, he does grab her boobs on first meeting when she crawls out from under.
This is true.
He thinks she's trying to throw herself off the balcony. So in his, imagine you're just a dude having a drink before you go down to dinner with your heterosexual life partner, and suddenly the room service cart starts to cough, and this giant woman with giant boobs is wearing a cat burglar costume. She rolls out of it, and then she runs to the window as if to throw herself off the balcony. Well, my first thing would not be grab her boobs, I have to say. But he thinks that he has to save her from killing. What does he think is happening?
I don't know. I'd be like,
what does he think is like? What chain of events does he think is occurring here?
I think he probably thought it was a stripper situation. I don't know. Like a stripper just got
out of a cake and then like what, directed to the wrong room, or was
I guess so.
Maybe saw him and was like, nope, this is it. Goodbye, cruel world.
Yes, exactly. Oh God.
Oh my God. It does not make any fucking sense.
But other than that, it is highly consensual and like they're
DTF with each other. And they do talk about birth control, and they do talk about what happens if one of them gets pregnant. And in fact, they say abortion.
Yeah, they do say the word.
Which they say it in a really weird way that normal people don't say.
He does say this weird thing about like, she is throwing herself at him hard at the beach. And he says something to the point of like, stop, if you want me to stop, I'm just going to rape you. And she's like, well, then rape me. And I was like,
they just have, I think, weird, dirty talk.
Yeah, it's like, this is upsetting.
I don't think that you should take it that way. I think it's just that they don't know how to interact with one another in a way that makes any sense. How badly are you judging your mom off for reading this book?
Just because it was boring. I mean, I think this would be one that she had, but it was just boring. Meh. I mean, it's horny as fuck.
Oh, it was very horny.
It's very horny.
But a Love Swept is like that.
Yeah.
That's why we like a Love Swept.
We do love a Love Swept.
Would Scarlett Johansson be in the movie?
Well, Irish Johansen wrote the goddamn book, so what do you think?
Yeah, it's got one of those romance novel sheiks where he's of mixed race, so the woman is only partially, I guess, defiled.
He's brown enough to be interesting, but not too brown to be scary.
Yeah, so I mean that's never great when you meet somebody who's supposed to be a sheik, but then they always have blue or green eyes because that's more, I guess, palatable. Yes. As opposed to, I mean, obviously, people are mixed race in the real world, but the fact that this always happens in these books that you never see.
It's a very deliberate, literary construct that people do, that these women did, because again, people who are of Middle Eastern or it's either Middle Eastern or native descent are people that are, again, brown enough to be considered exotic, but not in the same shades of brown that people really see on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, there's a whole
and this is the third that we've read like this, because we read Silver Angel by Johanna Lindsay, where they were twins and had the mom was a white slavery kind of and they both had green eyes. Then we read the Gay Panic one, The Lady's Tutor.
Yes.
Yeah, with all the champagne douches.
Yes.
And he also, was exotic, but also had light eyes. And so this is the third one that we've read. Yeah. I guess we should eventually just read The Sheik.
We should.
Yeah, so it's got that in it. It does, I had to say, okay, in 85, you would think that a guy would respond much more negatively to that kind of they're gay joke. So I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah. You're not leaving the house looking like that. Again, she's in a leotard. She's got her Bo Derek bikini.
Yeah.
There's a denim comforter that they put out on.
There's not a lot of room for outfits in this, which is too bad, because she didn't go. We never actually see the art gallery opening. I want to see what she would have worn to that.
Bettina is in a pink pantsuit. Big old pink pantsuit.
Oh, I'm looking forward to what Bettina's going to do later in life. I'm picturing, like, you remember Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids, just like, you know, just sporty with a lot of dogs. Like, I'm hoping that Bettina gets to that phase.
She does that too.
You know, I want the best for Bettina. Would your 12-year-old self have dog-eared any pages? They fuck.
Oh my God. Yes, they do. And I don't think
And these empty rooms, like, because you know what, like a beach house is like, that's tile everywhere. Like, everything's kind of weird and echoey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. They're doing it all over the place. So,
Yeah.
yes, I would have done. I've been like,
Yes. What pairs nicely with a dumpster fire?
Oh God.
A wine that starts off like, oh, this is an interesting wine, and then it kind of just tastes like shit for a while, and then at the end you're like, oh, the aftertaste is good.
That was all right. That was good.
Yeah, right. So like the middle, just flabby and sad, but like had such great promise at the beginning, and at the end it was funny and cute.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's a lot of good jokes.
So yeah, I could. That's what's frustrating. If I just hated the book, because we've read books I just didn't like.
Yeah.
But I get frustrated by things that had potential that were not
Like
realized.
so many drop little things.
Yeah.
So I guess like should a person in the 21st century, 21st century read this?
What century? Are we in the 21st?
I don't know.
I don't even know anymore. I would say no, but I assume that there's a reason why these are super complicated.
I feel like, again, the only reason I say no is because it was just boring and dumb. Like, it wasn't that it was again, like, say, like, it's all this wasted potential. Like, it was just like, meh, you know, that was my whole.
I would try another one of hers
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Maybe this one was too early, you know? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it was just she hadn't figured her shit out yet.
I mean, this bitch was so invested in Scaramouche that, like, she didn't really leave a lot
But
of
she never
room
did the Fandango.
No.
I feel like she always like started off the Fandango and then just let it trail off.
Thunderbolt of lightning.
Yeah, there was.
Very, very frightening.
Yeah, but she almost drowned, but it was really stupid.
Galileo, Figaro.
I guess you get hurricanes because the Earth is round, right? A flat Earth would probably not have
Probably.
hurricanes.
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was Galileo's go around the sun. Never mind.
I was just doing lines from.
I know, but I was trying to make them like go together. I was trying to do a
Best
thing,
that
Courtney.
we like. Yeah, this is where we leave it with us explaining a joke. That I feel like that it probably is the best takeaway for this book.
It is. It's like that. It's like having somebody explain a joke to you that's kind of
You're like,
not
oh,
the best joke. Yeah.
So this has been us talking about Iris Johansen's Golden Valkyrie.
We really do want to hear your Iris Johansen faves.
Yes.
Because, I mean, this cannot be representative.
No, and you
like,
can-
the fervor that I saw on Twitter, it was not borne out by this book.
No. And you can let us know on Twitter at BTifflers. You can let us know on Facebook, Bodice Tipplers. You can join our Patreon at patreon.com/Bodice Tipplers.
And you can yell at us, yeah.
Yeah. You can also bodicetipplers.com. So we will see you next time.
Bodice Tipplers is part of the Frolic Network. Find more podcasts you'll love at frolic.media/podcasts.